Hello, I'm going to read the third book in the Jasper Dragon series, which is Jasper the Dragon and the Magical Circus, written by me, Val Blackburn, and illustrated by Sarah Lee Wills. This book is dedicated to my four daughters, Elizabeth, Imogen, and my twins, Freya and Juliet. In Huff and Puff Valley, everyone was very excited. The magical circus was coming to town. There were magical creatures in the mountains around Huff and Puff Valley, but they were hardly ever seen. On the day of the circus, Jasper the firefighting dragon stood on the edge of town. He had been asked to welcome the magical circus and show them where to set up their camp. Jasper was the only dragon in the fire brigade because he was the only water-breathing dragon in Huff and Puff Valley. Soon, Jasper spotted a parade of magical creatures making their way towards him. There was a two-headed llama, some leprechauns, and a musical faun. He saw a fearsome griffin, a phoenix, and some shimmering fairies flying above the procession. And leading them all was the rainbow unicorn. Jasper welcomed the magical circus and led them through the town to the spot where they would be based. As the procession marched through Huff and Puff Valley, all of the other dragons and townspeople lined the street and gazed upon the circus in amazement. The people and the dragons all helped the magical circus to set up camp. They had a large circus tent called the Big Top. The dragons helped to raise it up by using big poles, and the townspeople secured it by hammering pegs into the ground. The firefighters climbed up the fire engine's ladder, and the dragons flew ropes up to them to fasten to the top of the Big Top. Soon the magical circus was ready to open. All of the dragons and people of Huff and Puff Valley crowded in. Some had their faces painted, some munched on corn on the cob, others on candy floss. A few held onto bright balloons, and everyone was very excited. Inside the Big Top, the crowd cheered as the show started. The fairies sprinkled magic dust over volunteers from the audience and made them disappear. The leprechauns conjured rainbows and danced along them, but the best act of all was the rainbow unicorn and the fiery phoenix. The phoenix flew around the Big Top, trailing a stream of fire behind him, while the unicorn danced around the flaming streaks. The phoenix performed a loop-the-loop, and the unicorn jumped through the burning circle that blazed in his wake. The phoenix flew to the top of the Big Top, then plummeted straight back down to earth again. But no one noticed that the phoenix had accidentally touched the top of the Big Top and set it on fire. Down on the ground, the dragons and the people of Huff and Puff Valley were entranced by the dancing unicorn and the fiery phoenix. But still, no one noticed that the top of the Big Top was burning. Suddenly, a cry went up. Fire! The tent is on fire! Jasper, the firefighting dragon, and all of the other firefighters jumped up and ran towards the exit, heading for the fire engine outside. But the rest of the crowd all rushed to get out of the Big Top too, blocking the exit. Just then, some purple wings flapped overhead. Jasper, the firefighting dragon, zoomed up through the air towards the fire. Jasper circled the Big Top, breathing wave after wave of water onto the burning tent. He spun around in mid-air so that the water swished over the canvas sides. He flew on his back, squirting water upwards at the fire above him, and he shook his head from side to side so that the Big Top was covered with as much water as possible. Everyone on the ground gazed up at Jasper as he single-handedly fought the fire. Eventually, the rest of the firefighters were able to help Jasper, and together they put out the fire. Once everyone was safely outside, the crowd cheered for Jasper and the firefighters. What heroes! They all agreed. The rainbow unicorn galloped up to Jasper the firefighting dragon and bowed her head. Thank you, she gasped. I have never seen a magical creature act so bravely or look so impressive. You would make a fantastic act in our magical circus. Will you join us? Jasper, the firefighting dragon, thanked the unicorn for her kind offer. But as he looked around at all of his friends, he knew that he couldn't accept. I'm sorry, he said, but I'm the only firefighting dragon in town. I belong here with my friends in Huffin' Puffin' Valley. The end. So that was Jasper the Dragon and the Magical Circus, written by me, Val Blackburn, and illustrated by Sarah Lee Wills. I hope you enjoyed the story. Bye-bye.